These YouTube videos have been made by young people with learning disabilities. For young people with learning disabilities, they have been made to help young people who are moving on from secondary school to make choices about what they would like to do next. Each video looks at a different life area based on what young people have said is important to them when thinking about the future.
I'd like to find out about how to get a job.
There is a Zoom call happening right now with a job expert. Let's join in! How do I get my first interview after leaving school?
Okay, so knowing what you want to do is the first step. So obviously you need to have an idea of what type of work that you'd like to do. Making connections with a company, the industry, sometimes knowing somebody who already works there is an advantage, so that you know what they do there, you know how to get in there, you know who to speak to. That's a good way of getting in as well. Writing a cover letter, telling them that you're interested in working for them and to consider you should a position become available is also a good way. Offer to do a work trial or a placement. This can work both ways for the company as well as yourself. It shows the employer that you're willing to find employment, and it also gives you the opportunity to see what working for them is like. You may not like it once you're there, so it's a good opportunity to try it both ways that way. And lastly, I'd say if there is a position going, is to just get an application form, complete it fully, and get somebody to read it over.
How do you get your first interview after school? Have a good idea of what kind of job you want to do. Offer to do work trial or placement. If there is a job going, fill in an application form. Your family, teacher, or careers advisor can help you.
How do I write a really good personal statement?
And this can be quite difficult because it's not an easy task saying something good about yourself. We're not very good about saying good things about ourselves. However, take your time, make a draft and read through it. So you can do many drafts and get people to read over it and say they may have suggestions possibly of, no, that's not quite right, let's try it this way. Concentrate on your strengths. Do not put any weaknesses in any of a good personal statement. Find the perfect opening sentence that will catch their attention. So if you imagine an employer would get possibly 20 CVs with a personal statements, they need to find one that stands out. So they'll read it and say, that sounds interesting, and they'll put you on the pile that they want to read again. Make it your own work. Don't copy and paste, because people do know when people copy and paste over the internet. Be honest and get someone to read over it again. Just make sure that your spelling's correctly, your punctuation's correct, and that it reads well.
How do you write a really good personal statement? Make a draft. Ask others to check it. Focus on your strengths, things you are good at. Be honest and get someone to check it over.
How do I write my CV?
Okay, there are plenty of CV templates available online. You can either get them via Career Wales, Indeed, or just Google a CV template. There's plenty online for you to have a look at. Gives you an idea of what you need to put in the CV. Keep it brief. While there is no definitive number of words that should be used, the CV should be no longer than 2 pages. Any longer than 2 pages, and they lose interest. You can babble on for a long time. There's no need to do that. So your CV needs to include your personal statements, which we've just spoken about, your work experience and your work history, your education and further education, your skills, hobbies and interests. And if you can put a reference in, one should be work related, the other can be a personal one. If you don't have a work related reference, then you can ask a tutor or a teacher, which would be happy to give one. And a personal one can be a neighbour or a youth club leader, somebody like that, but please do not use a family member or a good friend. They don't give a realistic reference.
How do you write a CV? Look for templates online. Keep it short, no more than 2 pages. Your CV should include your personal statement, work experience, education, qualifications, skills, hobbies, and interests, and references. Your tutor or teacher can give you references.
How do you get employed in your dream job?
Being employed in your dream job, that's quite a difficult one. However, building a CV specific to that career is vital. You don't have just a generic CV. It has to be specific to the job that you want to apply for. Create a cover letter once again, that's tailored to the business that you're sending it to. Focus your job searching on the career that you want. Take action. Offer to do a placement, volunteer, learn as much as you can about the business. Talk to other people who currently work there in the same job so that you know exactly what the job role entails. Look to see if they offer any apprenticeships. That's a good way of getting in. And the most important one, I believe, is be realistic in your job goal.
How do you get your dream job? Make your CV and cover letter specific to that job. Talk to others who do this job to find out more about it. Check if they offer traineeships or apprenticeships. Ask your careers advisor to find out. Take action, offer to do a placement or volunteer.
How should I prepare for a job interview?
Preparing for a job interview, firstly and most importantly, always do your research about the company that you're having an interview for. Look into their history. How many staff do they have working for them? What products do they do and sell? How many other factories or shops do they have in the area, and so on and so forth. Make sure you have planned how you're getting there on the day, whether it's public transport, a taxi, a lift, ensuring that you will get there in plenty of time. So you need to be there at least 10 to 15 minutes prior to the interview, so you can sit down and just kind of settle down a little bit. Your nerves will be a bit high, so you need to just calm down a wee bit when you sat there. That's a good plan. Plan what you're going to wear a few days beforehand to ensure that they are cleaned and ironed. And ensure that you've got your portfolio up to date. Now, you'll all have a portfolio, which needs to include your CV, your relevant qualifications, and possibly a reference if you do have one.
How should you prepare for a job interview? Research a company. Plan how you will get to your interview and what you will wear. Bring your portfolio and make sure it is up to date. Arrive 10 to 15 minutes before your interview.
I've heard about volunteering. How do I start?
Volunteering work. You will need to start by visiting the place that you would like to volunteer initially. We all have ideas about volunteering and what it entails. Speak to a member of staff who works there already and ask them what type of work they do at that place, and ask if they have any spaces available. Complete the relevant form and take it in as soon as you can, because the majority of volunteering work will require a police record to be checked. So that'll take a number of weeks. So that obviously the sooner you can do that, the better. Be sure it's the type of place you want to volunteer and find out what type of work is required. For example, is it physical? Is it customer focused? Dealing with animals, dealing with money, till work? You need to know what it entails fully. Also, CVCs. Each county in Wales has a county voluntary council, CVC. The CVC in your area can provide advice and information to you on local volunteering information and opportunities.
How do you start volunteering? Visit a place you might like to volunteer at. Speak to someone who works there to find out more about what they do. Ask if they have any volunteer places. Contact your local county voluntary council (CVC) for more information.
I'd like to start my own business. Can I get some support with that?
Starting your own business is exciting but daunting, but don't worry. There's plenty of support out there to help you on your journey. The important thing is that you have a good idea and that you believe in it. Business Wales has fantastic resources for young people who would like to start their own business. It's called Big Idea Wales. Big Ideas Wales is a campaign that encourages young people to be entrepreneurs and to help those interested in starting a business that take their idea forward. They have a lot of online resources. They run workshops, boot camps. They also have a newsletter and startup guide that you can sign up to. Remember that supported employment agencies such as Gyda'n can support you along this journey and help you to engage with the relevant organisations.
Starting your own business? Business Wales have great resources for young people. Look at the Big Ideas Wales website. Ask your teacher or careers advisor if Business Wales could they come to your school to do a workshop. Speak to your Careers Wales advisor for more information.
I've heard about a few projects, but one that stuck out was Project Search. Can you tell me more?
There are many different pathways to getting a job. Supported employment internship is one way for young people with a learning disability or autism to get a paid job and a sustainable career. There are many supported internships projects out there, one of which is Project Search. Project Search is a one-year supported internship course that supports young people develop their employment skills and help them into the world of work. The course takes place entirely within a business. There is a classroom on employers' premises and interns are supported by a tutor and job coach to develop their employability skills, develop independence in work and life, and complete a work-related curriculum. The programme runs for 5 days a week. After completing the induction, interns typically complete 3 work placements between 10 to 12 weeks over the year.
Project Search? Project Search is a name for a one-year supported internship course. It is aimed at young people with learning disabilities and autism who want to find paid employment. Internship takes place in a real workplace like a hospital. Ask your teacher or careers advisor to find out about Project Search courses in your area.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
For more information on looking for work, see careerswales.gov.wales/myfuture/looking-for-work.
The videos were commissioned by the North Wales Together Learning Disability Transformation Programme. North Wales Together is a partnership between 6 local authorities: Betsy Cadwaladr, University Health Board, the North Wales Learning Disability Participation Group, and the wider learning disability community in North Wales.